a beginner's guide to the stages of clay. Welcome to today's video. My name is Trine. I'm from Kio Ceramics. I'm a Danish self-taught potter, and I will not claim to be an expert, but I will share all my pottery making knowledge with you guys. And I do this to make it easier for you to start making your own pottery. Today I will be taking you through the different stages of clay. And I will also try to demystify some of the terms used in pottery. Because when you're just starting out making your own ceramics, it can all be a little confusing. At least that's what I felt. And therefore my goal with this video is to give you some insight into the definitions of the different terms. For instance, what is greenware? And at the same time, my goal is also to make you able to identify what stages your clay is at and give you some knowledge as to what you can do with the clay at these different stages. That will hopefully make it much easier for you guys to make your own ceramics. A lot of you guys probably already know that the stage at which you would want to trim your pottery is called leather hard. But what is leather hard exactly, and how do you identify when it is indeed leather hard? These are some of the things that I will be showing you in this video. So let's get started. Here I lined up the different stages of clay in order to make it easy for you guys to see the difference between them. But let's start by running through them. This one is clay dust. This one is called slip, plastic clay, leather clay, leather hard clay, and bone dry. These are all the stages you have before the clay ever goes into the kiln. And why do you need to know this? Well, you can use the different types of clay for different things. When you make ceramics, you will always have a lot of scraps. You will have trimmings, you will have cutaways, and you will have clay that sits out and gets dry. That's okay. You can reuse it. Just collect all your clay dust and other dry clay in a bucket and add some water. Leave it to dissolve overnight. The next day you can then stir it up and you will get slip out of it. Slip is just clay dissolved in water. And depending on what you want to use it for, it can be either thick or thin. Slip can be used for many things. It's used when you want to glue two pieces of clay together. You can also use it to decorate your pieces by squirting it out a dispenser like this one. You can also use it to create texture or patterns on your pieces. It's a very useful thing to have around. If you have a big portion of dry clay, you can make a big portion of slip. Hereafter you can spread it out on a slab of plaster. This process is called clay reclaim. The plaster sucks up the moisture from the clay, and hereafter you can wedge it and use it again. The clay consistency you get out of this is called plastic clay. That's the consistency you see here. This is also the consistency your clay will normally have when you open a new package. And as you can see, it's easily bendable and you can shape it. You can roll it up and use it for throwing, or you can make a pinch pot. This is just a real quick one. This is Also a nice consistency if you are hand building and using the coiling technique. If you're using the pinch technique, then it might be good if the clay was a little drier than this. But yeah, it works. This is plastic clay. Then here is a piece you can see the color has changed a bit. So powder, slip, plastic clay. Here is leather consistency and leather hard. So what's the difference between leather and leather hard? Well, it's a matter of how much moisture is still left in the clay. So at the leather stage, you can see that it's still bendable. So it can still be molded and shaped, and you can press your fingernails into it and still smoothen it out. So it's still very workable, but it's less workable than plastic clay. Leather clay is the preferred consistency to use if you are making something out of slabs, because it's much easier to work with and it keeps its shape much better than if you were using plastic clay. Plastic clay can easily lose its shape and collapse. It can easily get thin in places you don't want it to be thin. Whereas if you shape leather clay, it will just keep the shape you want it to. Then we have arrived at the stage called leather hard. You can't really bend it. If you try, it breaks. So now you can't really shape it anymore, but you can trim it. So you can use your trimming tools. For instance, if this was a leather hard cup, I could trim it on the wheel. This is also the time to add your stamps or signature, but you cannot shape it anymore, as it would break if you did try to. Once you're done trimming it, then leave it to dry completely. This stage is called bone dry. You may also have heard potters refer to this stage as greenware. So pots that have been trimmed and are ready to go into the kiln for the first firing. These are very porous, so if you have a bowl, this is actually greenware, this is just a test piece, but if you have greenware, don't take it off the shelf like this, because it will often just break off. If you take it from the shelf, you use two hands and take it down this way and put it in the kiln. Never just grab onto it, because it will often break. Luckily this didn't, but that can often be the case. When your clay is bone dry, then you can't really do anything, not even trim. However, if you add some water and leave it to suck up the moisture, then you can start trimming a bit. These are all the different stages of clay. Once it is bone dry, you can also feel that there's a difference in the temperature of the clay. Bone dry clay feels warmer than other types of clay. This is a good way to identify whether your piece is actually completely bone dry and ready to go into the kiln. The other types of clay feel cold to the touch. There's still water in them, that's why. And this is not the case with bone-dry clay. I just want to let you in on a little trick, because there's a way for you to identify what stage your clay is at. I have chosen to call this the finger test. If you press your finger into plastic clay, then you will naturally leave a mark. If you do the same into leather clay, then you will also leave a mark, but it will be less noticeable. And if you push in your fingernail, then it will leave a mark. If your clay is leather hard, then your finger won't leave a mark. But if you do the same with your fingernail, then it will indeed leave a mark. And last but not least, if you do the same test to clay that is bone dry, then nothing happens. This is a quick and easy way to identify what stage your clay is actually at. Once it is bone dry, you can put it into the kiln and bisque fire it. Hereafter it will be more solid. It's still a little porous, and now the clay acts a little like a sponge. It sucks up any moisture you add to it. So for instance here, I just dipped my finger into some water to illustrate how fast it goes. This is especially good for when you want to glaze your pieces, because then it sucks up all the moisture from your glaze and the glaze powder gets stuck to your bisque fired piece. Ideal. Hereafter you can glaze fire it. Actually, I added some green underglaze when it was leather hard. If you want to use underglaze, then this stage is the one recommended. After it has been bisque fired, you can add some clear glaze like I did to half of my test tile. Hereafter you can glaze fire it. I glaze my pieces to 1260 degrees Celsius to cone 7 to 8. And this is how it turned out. Now this is ceramics. Just to sum up, then these are the consistencies of clay, or the stages of clay, if you will. First you have slip, plastic clay, leather hard clay, bone dry, Bisqueware, and last but not least, we have the final product, ceramics. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're not doing so already, then please hit the subscribe button to support my channel. And if you're feeling extra generous, then give it a like. And check out my Patreon account, Kio Ceramics. I will be sharing a lot of good stuff in there as well. And if you have any questions, then don't hesitate to contact me. I love hearing from you guys. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.